Mercy, you finally arrived. Wipe the dust from your shoes and come in, sugar. Your presence will be such a tonic for poor dear Mrs. Beaumont. She's been fanning herself by the window in a state of absolute agitation awaiting you. Now, if y'all can find it in your hearts to indulge us for one fleeting afternoon, we are going to make a brave pretense of having actually paid attention in those drafty schoolrooms of our youth. We are going to cast our eyes upon some literature. Oh, honey, don't recoil like a wilted gardenia. We had that very same visceral reaction, I assure you. But please, don't fret. This won't be some dreary, moth-eaten fourth-grade book report, and it most certainly is not that wretched English 101 paper you ghost wrote for that adorably dull fraternity boy, the one with the jawline of a god and the intellect of a damp brick.
In the humid shadows of the South, music is never merely a matter of meter or rhyme. It is a blood pulse, a haunting choir rising from the red clay and the stagnant swamp water. These melodies are our true inheritance, carrying the weight of a century's grief and glory in the time it takes for a tallow candle to flicker and die. Within the span of a few desperate minutes, a song unearths the same ghosts that Capote, Flagg, and Mitchell spent hundreds of ink-stained pages trying to exorcise. The secrets they buried in chapters of typeset prose, the family rot, the hidden sins, and the fierce, jagged beauty of our land are all laid bare in the vibration of a single steel string. Minnie Pearl's How to Catch a Man is a masterclass in Southern satire, functioning similarly to the local color writing of the 19th century. In the quiet parlor of memory, where the silver's tarnished and the wallpaper peels like the skin of a bruised peach, we find a woman who is not a woman, but a monument of nostalgia carved from the red clay of Tennessee. She arrives not with a whisper, but with the clatter of a vaudevillian honky-tonk piano, a rhythm that skips like a heart with a secret murmur. This is the liturgy of Sarah Ophelia Colley Cannon, a daughter of education and grace who stepped into the hillbilly drag of Minnie Pearl to tell a truth too jagged for the polite drawing rooms of Charleston. Observe her, if you will, standing beneath the dim light of a singular flickering bulb. She wears a dress of starched desperation, and from her hat dangles a $1.98 price tag, a white flag of surrender to the marketplace, or perhaps a ledger of her own worth. In the old stories of the Ani and Wea, the rabbit is a trickster who uses the world's own vanity to ensnare it. Minnie is that rabbit. She speaks in the first person, unreliable confessional, a wise fool casting a net into the muddy waters of the marriage market. To the outsider, she's a joke. To the initiate, she's a masterclass in Southern satire, a local colorist who paints with a palette of Sunday best pretension and the man-trap of the kitchen. Listen to the meter of her speech. It is a rhythmic, oral tradition poem where the Southern drawl is stretched until it snaps like a dry twig. I'm a-huntin', she declares, and in that elongated vowel we hear the echo of 1,000 church socials where the air is thick not with moisture but with the scent of fried chicken and the unspoken crushing pressure to secure a provider. This is the world of the plain folk, an agrarian framework far removed from the planter aristocracy, where a woman's value is tied to the utility of her hands and the sharpness of her wit. It is a grotesque dance, is it not? We see the How to Catch a Man not as a romantic ballad, but as a survival manual. It strips away the fragile mask of moonlight and magnolias to reveal the bread and butter reality beneath. Minnie is the hunter, the active protagonist in a landscape of social rigidity. She turns the desperate old maid trope into a weapon of agency. While the fiddle plays a playful, mocking tune, she mocks the very hierarchy that demands her submission. Like the frontier humorists before her, she uses a distorted persona to speak of the human condition, the way we trap what we love, and the way we sell ourselves for the price of a hat. She was the social release valve for a people caught between the sacred church and the profane general store. By laughing at the absurdity of Grinder's switch, the South was laughing at its own reflection in a cracked mirror. It is a sharp, self-deprecating wit that remains long after the piano is gone out of tune.
Now don't stand there looking at me with those wide, wounded eyes, honey. I can't bear a scene when the humidity's this high. If you're looking for that melody, that sweet, aching little tune we just talked about, it's waiting for you down in the description. It's tucked away like a love letter you weren't supposed to find, but there it is, plain as the moon over the delta. And listen to me, sugar, don't be cruel. Reach out your hand and tap that like icon, and for heaven's sake, subscribe to us. A soul needs a little attention to keep from fading away into the wallpaper, and we've always depended on the kindness of strangers like you.